Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Tommy Campbell, still bald, still in my basement, and just wondering how long it's going to be before Trump's "the real men wear diapers" crowd start hosing each other down with Old Spice and Pert Plus. Stormy Daniels took the stand with a blistering testimony that took a hammer to Trump's tiny mushrooms so badly that Trump's lead defense attorney, Todd Blanche, asked the judge to declare a mistrial. He said the testimony was designed to inflame the jury to not look at the evidence that matters. Well, this desperate tactic to save Diaper Dawn failed, Judge Merchant ruled. I don't believe we're at the point where a mistrial is warranted. We'll note that where there were objections, those objections for the most part were sustained. I will also note that I was surprised that there were not more objections. Not only did he shoot them down, he suggested you could have objected more. You should have objected. But Trump gets the 159th best law school in the country, Alina Habba, and dripping hair dye 2 watches Rudy Giuliani level of legal representation, so I'm not shocked. I'm going to have a laugh with my take on some of the highlights from Stormy Daniels' testimony, her timeline with Trump being compared to Ivanka, and to help with some of the recap, exclusive guest Mitch McConnell returns to the Tommy Campbell Show with his thoughts on Stormy and more, but first this.
Did the dog story
President
come up
Trump.
in a conversation with
I talk to President Trump all the time.
About the dog?
About a lot of things. And right now, I tell you what, he is being persecuted in a political hunt, witch hunt in this court case. So I'm proud of him about how tough he is and how well he is doing.
Did you bring up
the
dog?
Yes, enough, Stuart.
With Trump? Did you
this
bring
interview
up the dog
is
with Trump?
ridiculous, what you were doing right now.
So
you need to stop. It is.
Okay.
It is.
We'll
Let's
stop.
talk about some real topics that Americans care about.
I'm afraid we're out of time.
Oh, well, of course we are.
We do thank you for being with us.
Right.
I know I pressed hard, but that's what people are talking about to this day.
Yeah.
This is the most pressure I've ever seen put on a Republican on the entertainment channel for married cousins. But to be fair, it is Fox Business. And yes, it is what people are talking about. And if you don't want people to talk about it, then you shouldn't have killed the dog or bragged about it in the book you wrote to impress your emotional support truck fan base. It is pouring MAGA Tears. I played in 35 countries for over 2 decades, but most days you'll find me here. Thanks for taking in this bald comedian's take on things. Please join the best subscribers on YouTube while I blast the latest and stupid and more.
I got the day off for Barron's graduation, so I'm going to do a fundraiser in Minnesota. If I do make a morning appearance at his school, I'll be in and out of there in seconds, like my affair with Stormy Daniels, who totally reminds me of my daughter, Ivanka. She's so hot.
This is really cool.
Donald Trump started his morning with a bowl of oatmeal, a Central Park jog, and a visit to the homeless shelter. Okay, it was a double XL Depends, a hamburger, and a social media post lashing out about the witness. This post was quickly deleted, and the witness was, of course, Stormy Daniels. In fact, her 2006 hotel room meeting with him is at the center of this case. So it's ridiculous for Trump to note that there is no time for lawyers to prepare. This is like someone claiming they only found out they're in the Olympics when the match starts, and then they weren't given time to learn the sport. When things started, the defense objected to any sexual details regarding her brief encounter. I'm guessing this was their chance to squash her description of the smoking gun, or in this situation, the smoking tiny mushroom. But she went on to drop the hammer on the dumb guy fungi. Stormy first met Trump at a golf tournament when the production company Wicked Entertainment, one of the biggest names in adult entertainment, was sponsoring one of the holes. Now, can you think of a more genius marketing ploy than a porn studio sponsoring a hole? Trump's bodyguard, Keith Schiller, asked Stormy to have dinner with Trump. He couldn't even ask her out on his own, okay? He had to get his paid tough guy to invite Stormy, then 27, out with Trump, 60. She turned him down, but gave him her number and then decided to meet up after her publicist said, what could possibly go wrong? Stormy went into detail about their dinner that never happened because it started off by meeting Trump at his suite instead of the restaurant. So we're starting to get into Weinstein territory here. Now, the judge said her detail was unnecessary, but she described the foyer, the table, the flowers, and that's just being natural and honest. She was 27 and she'd never seen anything like this, and she was meeting a celebrity in a very nice place. It's memorable. And now for more on the testimony and Stormy Daniels, please welcome back to the Tommy Campbell Show, Mitch McConnell.
Thanks for having me back again. In our respect for my marriage to Elaine, please refer to me as her carefully chosen combined surname, McChow. Now, speaking of names, Stormy Daniels' real name is Stephanie Gregory. She changed it for her line of work. I kept my name for my line of work, but I changed it to McChow for personal. My driver's license reads Mitch McChow. Our Netflix account is McChow. When I take Elaine out to dinner, I always make the reservation for the McChows. The McChows are coming. Prosecution noted that Stormy had been in a lot of adult films and many liberal Hollywood movies and television shows. Apparently, this is called mainstreaming and something adult actresses often do. Some make this leap and never go back, and others use it to raise the profile. Now, I wanted to see her filmography. I find it challenging to decipher and find which of these are mainstream, which of these you rent from the store with the neon sign on the other side of town, while Elaine sits in the car, nervously waiting. Mainstream or adult? Stormy's Secret. Program for Pleasure. Girlfriends. Deep in Double D's. Girls' Night. Dirty Deeds. Waiting on Love. Crime of Passion. Snatched. Blow. Happy Endings. Love in an Elevator. Whatever It Takes. Wrong Side of Town. Dirty Minds. Redemption. Party Down. Operation Desert Stormy. Knocked Up. Camp Cuddly Pines Power Tool Massacre. Spreading My Seed. The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I Know What You Did Last Night. Porking with Pride 2. Ron Jeremy on the Loose. Skin Deep. Space Nuts. Finally Legal 7. Trailer Trash Nurses 6. Dumb Blonde. Heat. Hot Shower 6. And Grand Opening. Clearly, she has quite a varied career. Her needing the money is likely not an issue. And speaking of issues, I've continued to study the December 1997 issue in preparation for Karen McDougal's testimony. And I've put in multiple requests to be in the courtroom.
Trump returned in a dress shirt and pants, and they sat at a dining room table because Trump felt it was a bit too early to go out. See, he was trying to keep her in the room. He said, "You remind me of my daughter. She's smart and beautiful, and people underestimate her as well." Ladies, imagine being hit on by someone whose pickup line is, "You remind me of my daughter. Now let's go bone without a condom." Eventually, The Apprentice came up and Trump told her that she should be a contestant, to which she replied, "There's no way that NBC would allow an adult actress on television." At one point, she excused herself and went to the bathroom that was the master bathroom, and it looks like Trump had a wash bag in there. She says she looked in it. She's not proud of looking, but notes that the items were Old Spice and Pert Plus, which was odd, and a manicure set, which was gold. Daniels said Trump was on the bed in his boxers and a t-shirt when she came out.
Stormy went on to say, "I wasn't expecting him to be there, especially minus a bunch of clothing. I felt the blood leave my hands and my feet. Almost like when you stand up too fast. Honey, I felt my entire everything go frozen and weird without standing up, so I can relate to this sensation. Although my moment happened in front of a bouquet of microphones on cable television, and yours in front of Donald Trump in his underwear. Both are not ideal situations." Stormy said, and I just thought, oh my God, what did I misread to get here? Trump was posing on the bed, holding his head up with one hand. Regarding Melania, Trump said, "Don't worry about it. We actually don't sleep in the same room. I said, "I've got to go." And he put himself between her and the door. I thought we were getting somewhere talking. I thought you were serious about what you wanted. Trump then said, "If you ever want to get out of that trailer park," and the defense then objected, and it was sustained. She was standing in front of a blocked door facing a large, powerful man who said he could help her career. Daniel said she did not feel physically threatened, and liking the experience to being in a funhouse, moving in slow motion. "I just think I blacked out. I was not drugged. I was not drunk. I just don't remember. I, too, have felt this blacked out, funhouse, slow motion sensation. I relate to you, Stormy. I need to watch more of your films because I feel a connection. I feel a connection to you. And maybe tonight I'll pick up Space Nuts or Redemption. Watch with my wife, Elaine McChow." Is that Bono? I didn't know he acted. Stormy said she and Trump had intercourse on the bed without the aid of a prophylactic. I was staring at the ceiling. I didn't know how I got there. I was trying to think about anything other than what was happening. If she was staring at the ceiling, that would suggest missionary. But I don't think we should rule out the possibility that it was pile driver, or cowgirl, or even reverse cowgirl. Can I get a bump?
If you love what I do here and you can afford to help out, throw me a buck with the PayPal link in the pinned comment or drop me a super thanks with this button. And please take 2 seconds after this video to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. These things are free and help the show grow. Thank you. After all this, Trump said to her, "Let's get together again, honey bunch." They did not go to dinner and she took a cab back to her hotel. Honey bunch is what Trump would go on to call her, except when he later denied this affair and called her horseface and sleazebag. In July 2007, Daniel said Trump called her and he said he was working to get her on the spin-off Celebrity Apprentice and that they met at the Beverly Hills Hotel in Los Angeles and her boyfriend drove her there. Trump was likely disappointed that she wasn't up for round 2 with the 2-inch because weeks later he called to let her know that it had been overruled and the all great and powerful couldn't get her on the show. Daniel said she moved on with her life. It was pretty awesome. Under cross-examination, Trump's team got Stormy to admit she hates Trump and hopes he goes to jail. She was under a lot of pressure, and her wording here will likely work against her. I mean, I totally get it, though. She has been dragged for this, got stuck with a terrible lawyer, and was even threatened. And from everything we've heard and seen, it's fine for her to feel like this, but her wording could be used to question her credibility. It's very strong. But again, this case isn't about whether or not their affair was sunshine and butterflies.
So you didn't have a conversation with Kim when you were at the DMZ?
I don't have conversations about my conversations with world leaders. I've been working on policy for 30 years, Jesse, and that's what most people don't remember about me is I'm old. I'm a mom, I'm a grandma. I've got 3 little grandbabies.
You're not that old. So maybe you did have a conversation with Kim, but you don't want to talk about it.
I will not talk about my personal conversations with any world leaders. It just won't, and I'm not going to do it.
Jesse trying to cover for her. I'm old. Might not want to drop the old card on the channel that constantly goes after people for their age. I don't know if she looks old or young. I just know she looks weird, like she was made in a motorhome lab by Mike Lindell's team of cyborg experts trying to make a Kimberly Guilfoyle knockoff with a trolley of old meat and spare parts from Radio Shack.
Kim Jong-un business, did you meet him? Did you not meet him? Did you cross the DMZ? There's some confusion about that. The Margaret Brennan interview yesterday, a word on that?
Oh, I've been in the DMZ. I've traveled all around the world. I've traveled all around the world and met with world leaders.
Show us the stamps on your passport, Christy. I don't know if you've gone full George Santos or you just got like a major wine buzz and you stumbled through Epcot and thought you were on a business trip around the globe. Never ask a woman her age, her weight, or which world leaders she's had conversations with. She won't admit it's a lie, and the publisher has now removed the passage from her book that has more holes than Jason Bobert's No Questions Woodshack off the 36. None of you could hold up to Cruz. Social media has made it easy to be disrespectful. MAGA Tears. So this is where all the confused are hanging out. MAGA Tears. The hush money case is bogus liberal trash. Donald Trump never did any of this. Stop the witch hunt. MAGA Tears. I just know she looks weird, like she was made in a motorhome lab by Mike Lindell's team of cyborg.
Mainstream or adult? You decide. Stormy's secret.
It's going to be the hardest thing I've ever done.
Programmed for pleasure. Girlfriends. Stormy's secret. Programmed for pleasure. Girlfriends. Deep in double D's. Is that Bono? Bono, the Irish guy. You the U2 band where the streets have no name? Guess he's important too. Regarding Melania, Trump said, "Don't worry about it. We actually don't sleep in the same room." I'll tell you this, I sleep in the same room as Chow. I go to town on that one.
Thanks for watching. Please stick around and check out another one of my videos. Say hello in the comments, find my stand-up on Spotify, streamed by millions, and add me on Facebook and Instagram. It all helps. Be cool, be kind, take care.